Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So a lot of you are always very curious to know how I plan and structure my weeks, especially since I work 2 different jobs, all while trying to eat healthy, work out on a regular basis, and just in general live a balanced life. So this is another video paid and presented by Pilot Nordic. You might have seen the last video I did with them where I showed you guys how to revamp an old t-shirt. They have just launched these new pens called Pinter that are multi-surface pens and that come in all sorts of different colors. So you can write on fabric, on glass, and almost any surface with these pens. I decided to give our weekly board planner a makeover. It's a glass board that we have hanging in our kitchen. So I thought it would be fun to give you guys some inspiration on how you can make your very own customized weekly planner board like mine, and also just in general share some tips and tricks on how to stay on top of things during the week. So if you want to see how I get through every week keeping stress on a minimum, then just keep on watching. We had this glass board hanging in our kitchen already, and I kind of wanted to give it a makeover. So I kind of like the fact that this is a planner that I had to make all by myself, because then I could kind of make it so that it fits our situation right now. Now, Pinterest is always my friend in a situation like this, so of course I went on to Pinterest and searched a lot of inspiration on weekly planners, and then I saved a bunch of pictures before I decided what kind of layout I wanted to go with. I chose to keep the layout pretty simple, surprise, I know. So I chose the blue metallic color for sort of the framework, the layout of that, and then I used the black color for the rest. So once I settled on a layout, I kind of just measured out the board and started drawing everything using a ruler, and most of the text I just draw that with my free hand. So when you do this, you have to make sure to let every stroke dry at least around 5 minutes before you take the next stroke, if you know what I mean, so you don't smudge it out in the process. So after a couple of hours, the strokes will all have dried completely, and you can start actually using your board, and you don't have to be afraid of things getting all smudged out anymore. I also really love the fact that you can always wash away these strokes with water and soap. So if your life changes or your situation changes and you want to make some alterations on this board, you can always wash it off and start all over. So let's have a look at my actual planning process of the week ahead. So Sunday is always kind of a holy day for us. This is the day where we get ready for the coming week, where we would go grocery shopping, we would maybe do some cleaning up around the house and just get everything sorted out before Monday. So we always try to keep this day free of plans as much as possible. Sometimes we can't, maybe we have friends visiting the whole weekend, or we have some family events that we're gonna be doing the whole weekend. So if, let's say, we can't do it on Sunday, then maybe we'll do it Friday or even Thursday instead. So it's pretty important that we always take this day out of our schedule during the week to just get everything sorted out. When it comes to cleaning, we usually do this on Thursday, just because it's nice to get home on a Friday and just sit back and relax, and you don't have to think about cleaning the entire weekend. And then on Sundays, we maybe do it roughly again, maybe just clean the floors or just tidy up a bit. So on Thursdays, we do it pretty thoroughly. We clean all the surfaces, we clean the floors, we change the sheets, maybe we do some laundry as well. So this might seem like a lot of work, but I am the kind of person who can't focus if I have a lot of physical clutter around me. And since I work from home a lot, this is especially very important to me. So that's basically my first tip. Pick any day of the week that fits you. That might be different from person to person. Thursdays and Sundays are just the best days for us. You don't have to spend an entire day doing all of these things, but maybe just pick a day where you spend a few hours getting ready for the next week. Many of you guys know that I work one half of the time on all of my online content, and then the other half of the time I work part-time as a social media assistant at a Danish women's wear brand. So I do have specific days where I meet up at the office with the women's wear brand. Some weeks can just change those. Maybe we have a sales meeting, or we have to travel somewhere, or maybe I have a deadline of some of my own work that I really want to catch up on, so I have to change some of the days. So therefore it's really nice that I have the opportunity to write exactly which days I'm at work at the office so that my husband always knows where I'm at as well. So keeping track of which days I'll be where is nice to just get out of my head so I can stay focused and just do my job. Getting all of these things out of my head and down to the board kind of allows me to have this clean slate state of mind, and I really like that, especially since I work with something super creative. So my mind is constantly working, I'm constantly thinking about a lot of things, and some things are just nice to get out of the way so I can just focus. Now, I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing that I hate more than having to decide what to eat when I get home from a busy day at work. I just feel so uninspired and I don't really want to go grocery shopping. So for me, it is very important that we make a dinner plan that we stick to throughout the week, both so we don't fall into that trap of buying some junk during the week, but also just to avoid that feeling of not knowing what to eat when we get home and are all tired and all that. So we always plan our meals for the coming week, and we do that every Sunday. So we plan our meals from Sunday night and then at least until Thursday night, because weekends are kind of nice to keep open, at least Friday and Saturday, because maybe we'll go out to eat or we'll have guests or something similar. So it's nice to kind of also leave some room to just decide what to eat on that particular day. The app Deliciously Ella has been really helpful to us the last couple of weeks because we have started to eat much more plant-based, and because it's a vegan app, it has just been super helpful. So every Sunday I would go through either our cookbooks or, like recently, go through the Deliciously Ella app and then choose some dishes that we are gonna have the following week. Usually we make double up on all of the recipes so that we actually eat the same 2 days in a row, but that's because then we have one day where we're actually in the kitchen and we have to chop everything and make the dish, and then the day after we can just heat it up and we don't have to spend that extra time on cooking, and then we can use that time for something else, maybe just chill out together or do a workout. So that's another great tip, especially when it comes to workout. It's just nice to get that 30 minutes extra time where you don't have to be in the kitchen to just do a nice quick workout instead. When it comes to lunch during the week, I get lunch at the office, but when I'm at home I have to make myself something, of course, and my husband has to take something with him as well to work. So sometimes we make some kind of a vegetarian stew that we can put into the freezer and then just grab a jar on our way out. Sometimes we also make mixed salads, or as we've done recently, we just buy some vegan spread at the supermarket and then put it on some rye bread, and then with cucumber and tomatoes on top, salt and pepper. Easy, healthy, just really good. We also make sure to always have some delicious fruits in the fridge, just so that when we crave something sugar or something sweet, we have a healthy alternative. Sometimes we do fall into the trap, I'll admit that, but it's good to make things easier on yourself and to make it easy on yourself to choose something more healthy. When it comes to workouts, I usually don't really plan my workouts for the following week, just because it's become such a natural part of my week. I don't really think about it anymore, and I can't really function if I don't work out at least 2 to 3 times a week. So I'll naturally feel it in my body if it's been too long since my last workout, and then I'll just do it. But if you're one of those people who really like to plan that, it's definitely a good thing to write it on the board as well. My best tip when it comes to staying in shape is not to make it a big deal. I mean, we're all different, and some people have huge goals, especially if you have to lose a lot of weight or something similar. But for me, the goal is actually just to stay in shape, both mentally and physically. I just want to stay healthy, and it gives me a boost of energy every time I work out, but I don't want to make it a big deal. So we've invested in some workout gear. I bought a cross trainer from a family member of mine, and then we've bought a bunch of different weights and things like that. So I usually do my workouts from home. At the moment, I really enjoy Body Fit by Amy's workout programs because they're super easy to just put on the television and then do 30 to 60 minutes of really intense workout, and then you're done. So if I'm in the mood for a 35-minute workout of some sort, I'll just pick one of her workouts and then maybe do a 10-minute warm up on the cross trainer beforehand. Sometimes I even do just 30 minutes of cardio exercising on the cross trainer as well, and then maybe do some sort of interval training so it gets just a bit more intense. So it kind of depends on my mood, but that's how I basically stay in shape. When it comes to working out mentally, I like to do mindfulness exercising. I have kind of been slacking on that part lately, but I have to get started on that again. Sometimes we kind of forget that even though we're feeling great and happy, we actually have to do mindfulness exercising anyway. It's exactly like working out. Even though you're in good shape, you have to kind of still keep practicing. I have written a post about an app called Budify that I really love, and I use that every time I have to do mindfulness exercising. And I'll link that blog post for you down below so you can read more about that. Mindfulness is a great way of exercising your brain because it keeps you focused, and also it helps a lot if you suffer from anxiety. Finally, I like to do some writing in a bullet journal as well, besides the weekly planner board that we have in our kitchen. So I always carry that one with me if I'm going somewhere, or I always have it laying out in front of me if I'm working. It's not particularly neat and structured if you open up the book and have a look inside, but it makes sense to me, which is the important part. Sometimes I get an idea for some content that I just have to get out of my mind, or I'm reading a book and it's really inspiring and I have to write some notes, and I'll write all of that into my bullet journal. And then also from month to month, I plan all of the content that I want to put up on my social channels. So in that way, I always know what to do that particular month, and I also write down all of the deadlines if I have campaigns and things like that. Also, if you guys give me a great idea, which you often do, I'll write that into my bullet journal. So I have a huge library of great ideas. This journal is such a helpful tool for me because, again, it allows me to have kind of this clean slate state of mind. I can get all of the thoughts out of my head down to paper, and then I can focus on the work I actually have to do. Also just be present with my family and things like that. So that's it, guys. That is how I plan my weeks. I hope this video inspired you to make your very own customized weekly planner so you can make something that fits you and your situation, your life perfectly. Then you can just focus on being present with the ones you love, and also just get all your shit done. Stay on top of things at all times with a minimum amount of stress. Living healthy, happy and balanced, all while staying on top of everything and being focused, can be kind of a puzzle for many people, but this way it really helps me a lot along the way, and like I said, it kind of keeps my stress on a minimum. At least it helps me deal with it a lot better. If you want to know more about the Pinter pens that I use to make this board, you can find a couple of links in the description box down below. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.